Up until just recently, I've been quite frustrated having both a MacBook Pro and an iMac on the same desk. The reason for this frustration was I didn't know how to integrate the two together to make the user experience as fluid as possible. Remembering back to my PC days, I used to use a program called Synergy. Now, I stopped using Synergy when Snow Leopard came out just because I'd given up on it and it was too buggy. Of late, in late 2009, there's been an update called Synergy KM. That's Synergy Keyboard and Mouse. And what that allows you to do is your computer, your iMac or your desktop or your MacBook, either one, becomes the host. And the input device for that, so the mouse in this case and the keyboard, the wireless mouse and wireless keyboard, they become the input device for this computer as well. Now let me show you, it's easier to demonstrate. Of course the trackpad still works on this and the keyboard still works on this, but over here you can see my mouse is moving, and I'm moving it just by moving the mouse on the desktop, on my desk. But if I want to control this screen with it, my MacBook, all I have to do is drag it across like I'm dragging it across to another display. So there it goes across, and here it shows up here. And now, again, with the mouse down here, I'm controlling it. Now it's impossible to see, but you can see there that I'm controlling it. And then, when I want to go back, I just pull it across. So this is Synergy KM, and here's how you set it up. It's important to note that this guide is only going to cover how to install Synergy KM, the Mac version of Synergy. There is a PC version, there are many PC versions, Synergy Plus being my personal favorite. Once installed on either computer, the two versions of Synergy will be able to talk to each other. But on a Mac, what we're going to do is go to the SourceForge website, the link is available, and click the link for the most recent version, which is Synergy KM 1.0 Beta 7. Double-click the Synergy KM installer and install the application. Once it's fully installed, go and repeat that process on the other Mac that you want to connect to. In the case of PC, run the installer for Synergy Plus. Here on my iMac, I've already installed Synergy KM, so you'll see the icon here under the Other section of System Preferences. Clicking it will take you into the General tab of Synergy KM setup. In this case, I want to use the iMac keyboard and mouse to control my a MacBook. So what I'm going to do is choose the Connect to a Shared Keyboard and Mouse. Move on to client configuration. In this case, we need to put in the IP address of the host computer. In this case, it's my iMac. To find my iMac's IP address, I had to go back to the iMac. Once there, under System Preferences, I chose Network, and I can clearly see my IP address, 192.168.100.5. Back on my MacBook Pro, I type in my iMac IP address, and I'm ready to connect. This client setup is complete. Back on my iMac, under System Preferences, I choose the Synergy KM icon. Here, it's trying to set me up as a client. I want to use this computer to share my keyboard and mouse, so I choose that. I go into Server Configurations, and this is where we had to remember the name of the other computer. In my case, it's Sam's MBP. I also have to put in this computer so that we can configure which side they're on. This computer's name is Sam's iMac. And there we have it. This one is ready to go. I'm ready to turn on the server, so I'm going to go turn on Synergy Server, and it'll say, warning, failed to connect. It's having some problems, but we just hit apply now, and don't worry, all these errors are just part of the bug, so the warnings, all fine. Now it's waiting for connections. Back on my MacBook Pro, it's already automatically connected and it's ready to go. I'm actually controlling the mouse right now using my iMac. If this isn't the case, you've probably forgot to turn on the Synergy's client. Go ahead and turn it on and click Apply Now. Under Client Configurations, if you change the IP address, the Apply Now won't show. You need to click away from that tab and then come back to have the Apply Now show. Unfortunately, Bonjour doesn't work. If you click it, the client will just search for peers forever. It's better to input the host computer's IP address. The final bug I've noticed is scrolling. On the host PC, it's fine, but on the client PC, it's far too fast. Synergy KM should now be running. Keep in mind, it is a fairly unsupported beta, so it does have a few bugs and you will run into a few hiccups. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed and I hope you found this helpful.